Welcome. This is a recording of adults playing or talking about tabletop games. This means that adult language and/or themes may occur within that could be seen as inappropriate for younger audiences. Thank you.
How's my hair?
Fantastic. Beauteous. Marvelous.
Darn it.
Okay. So, tonight's going to be a little bit different. We are going to be playing a different campaign since there's only two of us tonight. And this will be something that we can pick up and put down apart from our other campaign to kind of relax, have fun. The system is very, very easy, so we're going to go over that right quick and just explain how it works so that everyone knows. Zach and I went over it last night, and it took us, what do you say, like realistically, like 10 minutes maybe?
On the upside, yeah, for covering pretty much everything other than the random talking we were doing. Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of where I was feeling it being at. So the first things first, Kiro, I need to know what character you want to play.
What were the options again?
Criminal, doctor, Girl Scout, police officer, politician, psychic, well, TV psychic, soldier, or teacher.
Well, if I chose TV psychic, would I be like actually psychic, or is it like Miss Cleo?
It's Miss Cleo.
Oh, I'll be a criminal.
Okay.
it. Hells yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna stab some motherfuckers. AKA crabs, because we're on an island. Ha ha ha.
We're on tropical island.
Okay, so you should now have access on the journal tab, the criminal.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
There is nothing in it.
until you go to the character sheet
There is not even a character sheet.
for criminal.
It's just his bio and info. Yeah, I click criminal and it says bio and info, and there's no other tabs.
I know it exists. We went over it last night.
I'm sure you guys did. Maybe
Refresh
it's like
it.
hidden or something.
Refresh it.
Refresh.
How about now?
Okay, here we go. Here we go. See it.
All right.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so the way the cipher system works is even more stupidly easy than the system that we're currently using.
It really is.
So every single roll in this entire game, you roll a 1d20. That's simple. Now, there are three different stats. So you know how like we had like, willpower and strength and dexterity and fighting and accuracy and all those kind of things? Fuck all of that. You got three. You have might, you have speed, and you have intellect. And everything fits into one of those three categories. So, if you look on the left-hand side, the way that your character is explained is, in the case of Kiro, you are a criminal who is a lucky explorer that doesn't do much. That's basically the description of your character. So, basically, you're very lucky, and you're lazy as shit. So your traits, your might, speed, and intellect are basically your health pool, as well as how you roll. So if I hit you with a club and I deal physical damage to you, your might goes down. If I make you step on a bear trap and it clamps around your ankle, that would do like speed damage to you because it's directly hurting your ability to run. If I blasted you with a terrible sound that hurt your ears, that would be intellect damage because it's hurting your mind. Easy enough to kind of understand on that? Okay.
Is it permanent though, or is it?
No, you can heal. But it
Okay.
basically, these pools, what it essentially does is it says the average human being can be affected by the world in many different ways. And you becoming tired is just as dangerous as you getting stabbed, as long as it reaches 0. Basically, if you
Right.
become physically exhausted or you, lose blood, they both affect you in the same way. It makes you
Right,
tired.
right.
So that's kind of how the pool works. So directly underneath that, you can see action, right? So you'll see like difficulty, asset, roll efficiency, bonus, damage efficiency, cost, right? So what these do is basically anything and everything in the game is a 1d20. However, how hard that job is to your person, your character, changes. So I might say that this is an extremely difficult task. But, to sneak. Let's say to sneak around, it's a very difficult task. Maybe it's a really bright area, right? But certain people would be better at it than others. So what you would do is if you go and you see difficulty, let's say that it's a challenging task, right? So go ahead and I think I changed it for you. I changed it to a 5, which says challenging. Do you see that? Did you see that?
Where is it
changing?
again?
Directly underneath might, speed, and intelligence, there's an action section.
Oh, difficulty? Yeah.
Yes, so it
Okay.
now says 5 challenging, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that while on the island, you made yourself a pair of moccasins. So you're super good at sneaking around, right? That would be an asset. It's something that you own that gives you a bonus. So you would get a 1, because that's an asset that helps you. Now, let's say you really, really, really needed to pull this off. You could tell me that you want to spend speed to do this better. That you're going to focus on this and you're going to put like all your effort into like being super fucking sneaky, right? So you can
Okay.
actually increase your roll efficiency by 1. So we would lower your speed a little bit, and I'll go over this when we actually do it, but then it would go up by 1, right?
Right.
Now, you, as a criminal, are actually extra trained in sneaking. You have experience doing this. You've done this before. So, if you look over in your skills, under speed, there's sneaking. So, next to that, you see that little roll, that 20 dice next to the sneaking?
Next to sneaking.
In the skill speed in the middle, top middle.
Oh, top middle. Yes.
Go ahead
That's
and
what
hit
I
that
pressed
button.
to roll. Okay.
So,
Oh,
what
Jesus.
what you see is you rolled a 7. The difficulty went from difficulty 5, which means you had to get a 15 or better to succeed. However, you're trained in sneaking, which lowers that 5 down to a 4. You have an asset, which
so
lowers that
bottom
4
part
down
is
to a
the
3.
2?
And then
is the-
right, and then
Okay.
you spent extra effort on it, which lowered it down to a 2, which changes the target number required to be a 6.
Okay.
And you rolled a 7. And it automatically, the great thing about the system, and especially the spreadsheet, is if you fill out the actions table correctly, you don't have to pay attention. You just look to see, did I succeed or did I not succeed?
Right.
So, as long as you can understand how to fill that action bar, you'll do fine. Whoops. I totally just accidentally left the game channel. So, the only thing that's sucky is, unfortunately, for some terrible reason, the reset button doesn't work. So you have to basically reset those. So real quick, just in case, let's pretend that you didn't have any bonuses. Like for you, in your case, Kiro, you needed to lift a heavy rock, and you don't really have any strength skills available, right? You would fill out all those action sections, but instead of over on the right hand side, see how there's up in the middle left, there's the might, speed, and intelligence?
Yeah.
Instead of one of the skills, because you don't have any skills, you just hit the 20 dice that's next to that number.
Mm.
So if you're unskilled in something, you just hit that.
Okay.
And that's
And
pretty
my
much...
skills is basically the stuff in the middle, right?
And your what?
My skills are basically the stuff in the middle, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, real quick though, on the bottom left, and I will remind you of these because I know it's going to be a little difficult at first, you might have special abilities, which are extra things, and it's a little bit of, like, paperwork. But for your character, at any point in time, when I say roll for initiative, like, for combat, you can spend 1 speed point, and the difficulty of your initiative goes down. Which basically allows you to come before the creatures that you would be fighting. At any time, you can do that. It's called Danger Sense. Also, you have a very interesting skill where at any point when you move, if you roll on a speed test and you beat a target number 2, you can do a lot more stuff and around.
Okay.
And that's pretty much the entire game.
Okay. I think I get it.
We'll go
Let's
over
see.
it as we go. I'll walk you
Yeah, I'm
through it
like,
and explain it. So,
I'm not very good at just listening to how
yeah.
it works.
Right, and I'll go through it a little bit as we go. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll read you the opening intro. You wake to the sound of birds and crashing waves. Your vision is a hot red as the sun burns down onto your closed eyelids. After opening them and becoming accustomed to the brilliant light, you realize that you are resting in a life raft that has been grounded along a beach. In the boat, you see others, like yourself, just coming to and squinting from the high noon sun. Seeing them, you vaguely remember how you ended up here. All of you were on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Sea. Your ship had struck some kind of reef, which had torn open the hull, and everyone was rushed efficiently into life rafts during the storm and lowered into the angry waves below. But beyond everything else, it is dark. As you go to speak, you feel the scratchiness of your throat, and your tongue feels like a hardened sponge. What do you do?
I burp.
We're not on the island yet?
You are on the island. Your
Oh,
life,
I thought we were in a raft.
you're
On a beach.
in a raft that has been
Okay.
beached.
Beach draft.
I'm gonna say, is that ocean sounds?
Yeah.
Shit, okay. I thought it was my music playing ocean sounds. I'm gonna pull the raft further inland, and then I guess... Do we have items? Did I ever pick an item?
So, yes, inside the raft, every person finds one item that can help you. Your choices, I will list them in the Roll20, are right there. So you can
We
choose...
can only pick one of those.
You can only pick one of those. So you can pick a hatchet, 7 days worth of rations, 3 flares, a rope of 50 feet, a knife, a flashlight, 3 water purifier tablets, a first aid kit, a machete, a tarp, a small pack of matches consisting of 10, a compass, a fishing kit, or binoculars.
I'm gonna go for the knife.
Okay, so go ahead and under your equipment on the right-hand side, you see
Okay.
equipment. There should be an add button.
Oh. Knife. Okay.
Okay, so you will add that, yeah, a knife. Also, for you, Kiro, Ren, we'll figure out your name for this campaign anyway. Under attacks, might, you will hit an add.
Attack. Might.
It'll be in the middle, underneath the
Okay.
skills. Attacks might.
Okay. Ooh. Knife.
Okay, and you have a knife. So the knife is a light weapon. Are you skilled in light weapons? You would see that on the special abilities in the bottom left. There should be a
yes.
trained in.
I'm practiced with light and medium weapons.
Okay, so you will take the damage, and you will hit the little up button that takes it to 2 damage.
Okay.
And you will also hit
Trained?
the trained.
Okay.
And 1 second, let me just check one
I have
thing.
to use the restroom real fast. I'm sorry.
Okay. And we'll come back to that while you go to the restroom.
So I guess I should be choosing an item too
You should as well, sir.
from the same list. I'm assuming.
Yep. And you can pick a knife too if you want. This is just your choice for your character.
No decisions. I am going to. I guess I'll go with binoculars. I'll go with the binoculars.
Okay. So go ahead and add that to the items section.
So under equipment, right?
Yep. So,
Bino-
one thing I'm just going to remind you as a person, remember, binoculars can have multiple uses if you think about it. So this would help you in, like, perceiving things from long distances, but get creative with it. There's lots of different choices. There's a reason I gave binoculars as a choice.
What do these binoculars contain? Like, is it just standalone?
It's just
pair of-
standalone,
pair of-
good, solid, durable pair with, like, the really nice, like, rubber around the outsides, little
So
like strap around the overall thing to hold on to.
So there is a strap.
Yeah, little
Okay.
covers to cover it up so it doesn't get as damaged over time.
Gotcha. So I just type that under the MISC section and then hit add?
Under the items, you'll see an ad.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Binocular. Why can't I type?
You could just copy pasta.
I know. That's too easy, though. And then I just leave it there?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Is there anything else I need to... Oh, I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
My might is 13, but it says my pool is at 11.
Equalize them. So always raise the pool up to what the current skill number is.
Okay, also one of my skills says I have an edge of speed and might, and I just have it in might. Should I add it to speed, or maybe it's not
You should
speed,
have a
it's-
1.
I have 1 to 2 of them. Might and speed, edge of 1.
You have a mechanic. Yeah.
Extra
there.
edge.
That
So I
should
just
be
wanna-
how it is. Yep.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so binoculars.
What?
I just read what Steven wrote.
Oh, what do you write? I don't have it set, so I
Holy
can see.
numbers, this looks cool. If tonight turns out to be a success, I vote we play another one off of this when our campaign ends.
Holy numbers?
Holy numbers.
Well, there's not many numbers to really keep track of.
So what game is this specifically?
The rule set is called the Cipher System.
Okay, sorry.
Holy
I think
loud
I might have
AC.
ate. I think I might have ate something bad.
I can't hear you over Kiro's AC.
Yeah, right?
Shut up! It's hot!
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't blame you.
So, you picked binoculars. So, the next thing I need you guys to do is to name your characters.
What?
I need to know
Blast.
what your characters' names are.
Do I have to type that in somewhere?
Um,
Scan it to you.
Go to the character sheet, and up at the top it says name, and you just change the name right there. On the top left-hand side.
Um,
I'm gonna let my stream decide. What should I be called, everybody?
She's a criminal.
I'm a criminal.
so
I am
do
a
I?
she. So I'm extra crazy. Nah, it's-
So in place of mechanic, skills, and knowledge flavor, put my name.
What? For you, yes. Replace that with your name.
Okay.
Or you can put, like, mechanic dash and then your name if you want to do that.
Probably a good guy. Good idea.
Are you going with mechanic?
He's
I thought you were
mechanic.
going with teacher.
No,
No. That was.
that's Steven.
Okay.
If you didn't
okay.
pick the TV psychic, he was going to pick the teacher.
Yeah. No one's saying anything on my stream, so I guess I'll go with I don't know. You can go ahead while I'm trying to figure out my name.
Okay.
Or do I have to have my name right now?
It would be better that way. But that's okay. So, you will do that.
Start the name generator.
So you're dragging who is it that was dragging it was Kiro's character, right?
Kiro.
The criminal is dragging the lifeboat in, and so it's just the two of you, and you're dragging it up along the beach. So just for funsies' sake, so we can get practice on the system, Kiro, a lifeboat's actually pretty heavy after it's out of the water. So I need you to roll me a might check. I'm gonna say that this is demanding for your character, which would be a 3.
So how do I do this? Might.
Okay. Action. Difficulty 3.
3.
Yep. And you don't
Okay.
have any assets to help you with this.
Hey, why don't
Okay.
I help her?
Okay, sure. So the mechanic is gonna help you. So you get a what is it? Because I
Bonus?
can't remember. Hold on. Cooperative actions.
Oh, should just be bonus, right?
You get a +2 bonus. So under bonus, you're gonna give it that a 2.
Okay.
Okay. Now you hit the button next to might.
Next to might.
Yep, because this is you're using your strength. Okay, so you got a success. So you rolled a 15. The difficulty was originally a 3, but you didn't have any like assets or anything to lower the difficulty, but you did get a +2 bonus, so you succeeded. So yeah, but between the two of you, a little bit of struggling, you're able to drag it up further on the beach. Right about the time that you kind of, take a deep breath and you know that it's not going anywhere. It's further. It's up by the rocks now along the beach front. From deep inside of this dense, thick jungle that maybe is about 10 to 20 yards away from you at this point, you hear this gigantic roar. And then you hear, almost immediately after, a smaller creature's sound that screams out in pain and then quickly dies off.
I hide behind a rock and pull out my binoculars.
Okay, so you're going to try to see into the dense jungle-like forest?
Yes.
Okay. So that is going to be an intelligence check.
All right, intel.
So you have an asset. I'm gonna say that because it's pretty thick. It's gonna be a demanding roll, which would be a 3. So difficulty 3 with a 1 asset.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just leave that. You said intel, right?
Inta. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let's boogie. Oh.
GM intrusion.
GM intrusion.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, so there is a
He gets to
really
dick us
fun
over.
mechanic in this game. It's called a GM intrusion. It's basically my way of being an asshole. So what happens is every campaign, approximately based on the number of players, once per player, I get to randomly fuck with you. So
Okay.
before you make a roll, I can basically decide the fate of that roll in some way, shape, or form. I can either say it's going to fail. So, like, let's say in the case of like you guys dragging the boat up onto the beach,
Okay.
I could say, you know what? You guys don't succeed. But
No.
it's not because you weren't strong enough. It's because the boat punctured itself on a sharp rock and deflated. And when I do that, based on whoever was going to roll, I award you 2 experience points, who you then give to another person. In the case of just the 2 of you, basically I would give 1 XP to each person. If for some reason you don't want me to do that, you can spend 1 experience point to basically tell me to go fuck myself. Fuck you and your GM intrusions. Alright?
But we have no experience points.
Right,
now.
so you can't do anything about it. However,
That would be a normal
Okay.
scenario.
that's a normal scenario. However, there is another way that GM intrusions can occur. In this case, it's if you roll a 1.
1. First roll, got a 1.
Technically, a GM intrusion can be prevented through spending experience. However, you guys don't have any experience to spend, so you have to take this GM intrusion. So I get to come up with something interesting. I'm gonna say that normally this wouldn't be very difficult because you are viewing through binoculars. However, as you do so, you don't get to see what's going on in the forest because from out of the forest, a chunk of bloody meat lands and smacks you in the face and knocks you to the ground, lying on top of you, blood covering you from this chunk. It's about this big. It's a bloody hunk of meat.
Ew. So we heard a loud noise and a bloody hunk of meat fell.
Yeah,
out.
so Zeke then, he goes and he starts looking through the binoculars, trying to figure it out. And then he would have seen it, except for this bloody hunk of meat comes flying out of the forest and smacks him in the face and knocks him to the ground.
Oh dear. Frick. I get back behind the rock?
Okay.
Better yet, I throw the meat back over the rock.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that. I'm not going to make you
I
roll
will
a
hide
check or anything.
behind a different rock. That's further away.
Okay. Yeah, so both of you are cowering behind a rock. After, I'd say, about 5 to 10 minutes, nothing has really occurred.
Okay. I'd like to roll a perception check.
Okay, so are you trying to see into the forest again?
Yes.
Okay, sure. However,
Okay.
I'm going to say that unfortunately you can't use the binoculars because they're still coated in blood and sand.
All right.
And
That
you
seems
don't want to
reasonable.
scratch away at the glass. So, exact same thing, just without the asset.
Let's bogey.
Okay, cool. So you succeed. As you peer into the forest, you can see fairly into the darkness of the canopy, and unfortunately, you don't see anything. Or maybe that's a
Well,
good thing. Technically, you don't see anything.
Do we hear anything still?
Nope, you haven't heard anything since the scream. And Zeke getting
Okay.
smacked in the face with a hunk of bloody meat.
So you said it's about this big, so like the size, like
Like a
no
head.
bigger than like the.
But it's
Like a head?
just a chunk of meat.
Okay.
Like if you took like maybe
Um,
like 3 steaks and put them together, it's about that size.
Okay. So what's on this? What do I see on this? What else is on this beach? Like just rocks and debris and whatnot.
As far
And a
as you
raft?
can see along it, you guys are alone, and it's just jungle and beach, and the two of you in the raft.
The fuck?
So it's an inflatable raft. Are there any paddles or anything or?
There might have been at some point in time. However, due to the storm that you all were enduring when it got lowered, there is literally nothing else in the boat but that.
How thick are the trees?
It obviously gets like it's thin at the front, but it progressively gets thicker and thicker and darker to the point where you can't see all the way into the jungle.
Fuck it. I'm gonna ready my knife and cautiously enter the jungle.
Would you say that you're sneaking?
Yes.
Okay.
Cautiously entering the jungle. Fuck it.
Okay, Anne. I
I'm a
need
strong,
you.
I'm a strong, independent woman
Yep.
who don't need no man.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna say that this is pretty standard. This is only gonna be a 2. So that would be a difficulty 2, and you need to lower your bonus down to 0, and then you are skilled in sneaking, so you will hit the button next to sneaking under your speed skill.
Wait. Difficulty 2, bonus 0. Everything else is 0.
Yep, but then you instead
And
of
then I
hitting
hit-
speed, you hit the sneaking next to the skill.
Oh, okay. Hey, I did it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How far are you looking to go into the forest?
Jungle. Is there a blood trail or anything, or?
Are you trying to?
Do I
Is
still
that what you're
hear
kind of
crazy
looking around
noises?
for? Is you're kind of going to where
Yeah.
you saw that hunk of meat fly out from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can totally do that. So,
Okay.
it's actually not too far in. It's like just to the point where you start to lose sight of. Did we know Zeke's name yet?
My name is Jack.
Okay. Right about the point that you lose
I should
sight
have
of
been
Jack.
Rose
There you go.
I didn't even think of that.
with a rose tattoo because I'm a criminal
Yeah.
and an eye
Says
drop
I love
tattoo.
mom underneath it.
Yeah, hell's yeah. I just noticed that you're wearing the shirt that I sent.
Yeah.
Hell's yeah.
So right about the point that you start to lose sight of Jack, you find, you actually step into it by accident.
Eee.
You like just the floor is covered with like thick leaves and decay, and you actually step into, a what looks like a kill area where there's just blood and tiny little chunks of meat. You can also see little bits of splattered blood against some of the trees in the nearby area. Fairly high up, too. Probably 15-ish feet up.
Can I tell what it is at all? Or was, I should say?
Unfortunately, you have not enough of anything to actually be able to tell.
Okay.
Oh.
Do I still hear or see crazy things in the jungle?
I know that that's really thrown her off because now there's jungle sounds.
Well, my cat just sat on all of my bills too that I'm trying to like fill out checks for and stuff, and he's
Gotcha.
like, "Pay attention." Like the only time he's like, "Love me," is oh god, do you see his tail?
Yeah.
Is when I'm on the computer, so it's really weird.
Uh,
Anyway, yeah, do I still hear weird shit like dragging noises or?
No, you don't hear anything.
Hey,
Okay.
Rosie,
Well,
I have perception under skills, so would I have used that instead of
Yeah,
using
you
an
probably
intel
would have
roll?
used that instead.
Okay,
So now you know for future reference.
exactly.
So
Okay,
one thing that,
well-
just so you guys know, the way it works is that if at any point I feel that you would automatically succeed at something, I'd
those
not even.
crickets are so loud.
No, dude, they're perfect. They're perfect.
They're really loud to me, but that's because I got my earbuds.
There, I lowered it a little bit for you.
Okay, thank you.
If at any point, I would know that you would automatically succeed, I don't make you roll for it, and I just tell you, no. I just tell you what it is. I
Is that
won't
a
lie
wolf
to you.
sound? It's like a wolf sound effect.
Oh, it's like a
No,
it's like a nighttime forest. That's no fun. Let me label that
I'm
differently.
like, wait, there's wolves in the jungle?
Hey, it could be.
Oh shit. There might be on this island, I don't know.
Here, we'll try this sound effect. Nope, that's even more nighttime. We'll do this. Okay, so, yeah, so in this case, you automatically succeed this, Rose? No. See, now you got me thinking I'm going to call you Annie.
Fuck it, call me Rose. That's my nickname.
Right. My name's Annie, but everyone calls me Rose.
Oh my.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see anything or hear anything that would give away to you that this is the case. And so, like, what I'm saying is that if there was actually something there, I would make you roll. But because
Okay.
you automatically succeed, I just tell you what it is. So in this case, you can know that I'm telling you the truth, that nothing is there.
Just play predator clicking noises on every second, on a second clip very quietly in the background. Wow.
So
I guess I'll go back if you're like, well, whatever it was, it's gone now.
can I pick up a rock?
Sure.
Wait, okay, so am I wearing clothes? Like, what am I wearing here?
You're wearing your normal clothes.
So just like pair of pants, t-shirt.
Yeah, maybe you had a jacket. Like
Okay.
a denim jacket or something like that.
All right. I have a hat, right? Do I have a hat?
You're a mechanic. I'd expect you to have a NASCAR hat of some sort.
Righteous. Okay. Yeah, I would like to pick up. I would like to look for a rock.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Like,
There's plenty of rocks along the beach. What kind of size? You just kind of good meaty baseball, softball size rock?
I'm looking for something that kind of has like a sharpish edge on it that I could potentially use
Like to bludgeon something?
bludgeon / cut things with.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You find one that's got a fairly sharp edge to it.
Okay. Let's see. I'd like to. Are there any like strewn stray foliage anywhere lying around, like other than trees, just some bushes and whatnot? Is
Oh
that
yeah,
what's-
there's lots of bushes. And what are you looking for particularly? Like a stick or?
Yeah, I was looking for any like loose sticks or anything, or
Yeah, it takes you a couple minutes, but looking around, you find a tree that's fallen, and it's got a pretty decent looking thick stick, about yay thick, and about your height, that you could break off.
Okay. Are there any like I'm seeing palm trees. So are there any like leaves anywhere hanging around, or
Lots
any?
and lots of leaves.
Could I grab some of those and pick some of those up then?
Yeah, absolutely.
And can I use my crafting skill to make me a hatchet out of this?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So let me look at
This
crafting
is like
items.
what's that game called that everybody's been
Ark.
playing?
Ark?
Rust? No, like Rust or
like
I guess
Rust
Ark
or
is like
Ark.
the same thing.
Ark does the same thing.
Yeah.
So what are you exactly trying to make?
I was trying to make a hatchet.
A hatchet. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be a difficulty 2. I'll give you a second. You look like you're busy with something.
Can I gather materials to start like putting together a loft? A loft? I don't know why loft came to mind. A hut of some sort, or
So you want to gather leaves
So you're
and
trying to make a
sticks?
shelter?
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that at the same time that he's collected and is trying to fashion for himself an axe. So this is going to be a difficulty 2.
Difficulty of 2. Okay.
And do you have anything that would aid you in this endeavor? Like a
I have
skill
knife.
or...
Yes.
Let's see. I have tinkering, perception, investigative skills, perception, tinkering with devices.
I can pickpocket you. Will that be helpful?
Muscles of iron, extra edge, crafter. But that's what I'm using.
So you have craft tools up in the skills might section.
Yeah, that's over there. That's where. Okay, yeah, that's why I was looking at that. So
Yeah, awesome. So
I thought
go
I was-
ahead and hit that because you're crafting a tool.
Gotcha. That's 20.
Bam! 20. Okay, so
1 to 20.
under normal circumstances, this would take you about an hour to do. However, if we go and we look at special roles,
Oh, that's right.
you get something a little bit more. Now, special roles are more intended for like combat orientation. However, what we're looking for is that this is something beyond. So in the case of like doing a critical, I'd say like it takes like a quarter of the time. So really, this only takes you like 15 minutes to fashion, and under normal circumstances, like this is like it couldn't take a lot of beating. Like like you can't use it a whole lot. But I'm gonna say like you fashioned a really good one, and it won't easily break on you.
Booyah.
So maybe like you get the wood's a little bit stronger than you thought, and maybe you found some like vine to like hold it in place a little bit better, and yeah, it looks like it could do a pretty good job, and it's almost like, unfortunately it's still a hatchet, but like it's weighted and has like a really good heft, almost to a point of like an axe. So in this case, you will add to attacks might. It'll be directly underneath the skills. You'll hit the add button
Okay, and then type in hatchet.
and type in hatchet.
Okay, what else do I
And
put on
this is a
here?
damage 2.
So damage. Oh, whoa. Damage 2.
And you are practiced with light and medium weapons. So under
So I'm-
skilled, you will turn that to a T.
What's the cost?
That's free. Cost is no cost. That's like if
And
you
the-
spend extra effort to do stuff later.
Gotcha.
Same thing with
And
like modifiers and stuff. So that's that's the flat. However, you do get a modifier 1 because it's easy to swing.
Booyah.
Light weapons, just so you guys know, it's easier to hit targets in combat when you have a light weapon because they're easy to handle, where medium and heavy weapons are more difficult because they're heavy and they're bulky. So this makes it a little bit easier to hit, but it doesn't do as much damage.
Who needs damage when I have a hatchet?
Yep. Awesome. So yeah, you fashion a hatchet. So Ren or Annie, so you gather a bunch of stuff. So do you have any experience in creating a shelter? Have you ever been homeless in your previous life?
Well, I'm a criminal, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Were you like maybe like a criminal running from the law?
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Do we know? Do you have a say in what level of criminal I was?
No.
So was I like a maximum security sort of person, medium security, with like some murders under my belt, or like?
I'd say don't go super over the top because you did get on a
Okay.
cruise ship and they have to do background checks.
Okay.
But you could have been a
I'm gonna say
stowaway.
I was mostly like a I was gonna say I'm mostly like a thief, and maybe I was like running from the law by being a thiefy thief. So
Okay,
I
so
have spent,
maybe you pulled
but
off a
as
good
younger, yeah, sure,
a good heist
yeah,
or two. You,
a
you,
heist.
you robbed a couple banks and you're running from the law.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, no, we could totally do that. Sounds great.
breaking the law, breaking the law.
Okay, so
What?
um,
I love to break the law. Can't help it.
so what's your next plan? So you have all this stuff and you build a shelter. How far into the jungle are you building this shelter?
Just like at the tree line, I guess.
So
Just like
almost
a little
at the
bit in.
beach.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not on the beach.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna say that takes a little while to do. I'm not gonna not make you roll for it. This isn't. That's just a waste of time. But yeah, I'm gonna say that it's gonna take you a little bit, and
Do I need a roll to see if I fucked it up?
no, you do. You just
Okay.
make it.
Oh, I thought you said I did fuck it up. Wow. Okay. Then I would like to go and search for water.
Found water. We're on a beach.
That's salt water, bro.
It's still water.
If you want to drink it, go ahead.
Okay.
Eh,
So I'm assuming the both of you go in search of. Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So yeah.
You
So
know why the ship sank at all? Also.
you don't know. You heard something about the hull being damaged and the ship was sinking.
Okay. I guess I'll ask him to make some small talk, like, "Hey, you know what happened? 'Cause this sucks ass."
The ship sank.
No shit. Then I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay.
So what? We're in the jungle.
Yep.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Do I see anything? Like, is there? Like, do I see? Is there anything? We're just in the jungle. There's like, are there any sounds? Is there anything moving or?
Oh, there's lots of wildlife sounds in this
It's
jungle.
really some ominous fucking music, dude. It reminds me of like Silent Hill. Oh man,
Oh dear.
it's so spooky.
I
Yeah.
did get a hunk of meat thrown at me.
True.
So I'm gonna say like you hear stuff, but you don't really get to see anything. Occasionally, like some brush will shake as like something is running by in like the undergrowth, but nothing of major notice.
Like, are we just walking through like some grass and some trees, or is there any, like berry
It's
bushes
pretty
that we're-
thick. It's almost a point where like you wish you had a machete, but not to the point where you feel that you need to be using your hatchet to walk through it. It'd be like, man, a machete would be really convenient, but instead you guys just push through it.
Are there any animal trails or anything like that? Animal trails are important.
Yeah, there's lots of footprints. Actually, I would like you, since you're doing that, I would like you to roll me something. So, let's see here.
I like how in real life it makes it sound like I know survival skills, but I really don't.
You've watched a lot of Survivor and Naked and Afraid on TV, so
Naked and Afraid. I've actually never seen that show.
me neither. I just see the ads for it.
Yeah,
so,
same.
I'm gonna say that this is demanding. Tracks are not an easy thing to really identify due to the undergrowth and everything that's around. And it's a little dark. So that would be it's going to be a little bit demanding. It's a little bit more difficult to do. But yeah, you could totally do it. That is perception is speed, right, Zeke? Perception? No, perception is intellect, right?
Intel.
Yep.
No. Perception is speed. Speed.
Perception is speed.
I have it under skills dash speed.
Alrighty, there you go. Perception speed.
Okay, is it standard difficulty?
It is
Or
demanding.
did you say it was demanding? Okay. Ha!
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, looking around, you can see that there's tracks, but there's like so many tracks, you're not sure what's what. And realistically, you don't even if you knew and could follow tracks, you wouldn't know what it belonged to.
Could belong to a grizzly bear or something.
Yeah, you never know. Unfortunately, you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say we're getting to like
I don't want to go too deep into the forest,
Yeah.
though. I just want to see if I can, like, find something drinkable, because if we don't, we dead.
Like, what's the terrain like? Is it hilly or?
you're progressively it's starting to get an incline as you start to go in, but it's a little bit more just kind of like ups and downs. It's not very flat. Probably just because of a lot of roots and things. It's definitely like very like overgrown and but overall generically you don't feel like you're like climbing a hill in any way, but it is kind of clumpy. Yeah, so you don't find like a river or anything like that, but you do find where maybe like some rainwater has been caught in like kind of like this like indented rock. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of water, maybe 10 sips or small handfuls of water, but you do find that.
I don't know if that's particularly healthy. Is it running at all, or is it just sitting?
It's sitting there.
That's probably not a good idea to drink. I'd like to find the little crick if we could, but
You'd probably have to go deeper for that.
how late is it?
4-ish.
Like PM?
Yep.
Probably should head back to the beach.
It'd probably take you about 45 minutes to get back to the beach. You didn't go more than an hour in.
Yeah.
You wanted to
Maybe
make
we
sure
could
that you
find
could
some like
turn around to get back.
maybe we can find some like coconut trees or something. What do you think?
True.
Did we not see like was there any shrubbery or anything on the
just
way
see-
here? Or anything that was notable for any sort of sustenance at all?
I don't know. You guys weren't really. You were looking for water mainly on the way in, but you could definitely look for some food on the way out. Yeah. So
I'm just curious, but I'm gonna. Okay.
So you're gonna
Sorry.
try to look for like low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just any. anything that I can, because these trees don't look particularly climbable.
Okay. So you definitely find something. This is what we call in the game a cipher. It's what the system is based around. And a cipher is an object that has a one-time use. And it can give you some kind of bonus or something. So, give me 1 second. I have to make a roll to tell you how many of this fruit you find. 6, you lucky bastards. So Zeke, you're kind of looking around, or Jack, Jack. I'm gonna totally fuck up your names for the whole night. So you're looking around and you walk underneath this one as you're kind of looking around in like this bush and you feel something drip onto your head. And
Gross.
as you look up, you see what could only be described as giant grapes, like Concord grapes.
Wow.
However, they're like this big. They're like this. They're like the size of like an orange.
And they're dripping?
And they seem to be dripping with this weird, and it actually almost has like a luminescent hue to it.
What the hell? Are we on like a magic island? Can we identify it at all, or?
No one has ever heard or seen anything like it ever. However,
Okay, so
I can say, Jack, that you thinking that it was water, you kind of like let the drip that dribbled down your face that went to the corner, you licked it, and it was extremely sweet, and you feel a little energized by the juice.
So it's not antifreeze. That's okay. That's good to know. They're not antifreeze grapes. Okay, so it's just like
it's
just hanging from a tree.
Yep.
Do I see this?
You see him looking up at it.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to point it out.
Okay.
Is there any easy way of getting to it?
I'd say it's about 12 feet up in the air.
So I'd have to scale a tree. 12. I'm assuming a fairly limitless tree.
The two of you should think up a plan on getting to it.
Well, I could climb up and cut them down, and you can catch them, and then we can just like gather them up on a big leaf and like drag it back or something, or carry it back. I don't know how many there are.
There's 6.
6.
Oh, they're not too bad. They're like the size of an apple, you said?
Like an orange or an apple, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can cut them down, and then you can like.
And they're all connected to like a large vine, like grapes. That's why I described them as grapes.
Oh.
So like you could totally like chop the top part of the stem so that the whole group comes down.
Okay.
Like a bushel
or
of
you can
bananas.
climb up since you have a hatchet. I don't know.
You have a knife though. That'd be more appropriate.
Well, a hatchet or a knife would work either way.
Yeah, I'd say it's about 11 feet up.
Why is there a puppy being sent to us on? Pictures of puppies.
Okay, so how do we want to go about doing this? Are there any vines or anything hanging around that we can grab?
Actually, is that thing a big vine? Because maybe we could use it like a rope.
Huh?
Is the big giant grape thing like you said? It's on a vine. Can we cut the vine?
It's like there's a
big
tree that it's
tree
attached to,
vine.
and it's hanging off the branch out and
okay.
like kind of away from the tree.
All right. Well, fuck it. I'll climb up and cut it down. I'm nimble. I'm a thief.
Okay. So
Give me a boost.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that this is standard. This isn't very difficult. The tree is not the most difficult thing to climb.
Okay.
In that case, though, do you have anything for getting up there? I don't see anything.
No, I don't.
No.
I have fleet to foot, sneaking, pickpocketing,
Yeah, I'm looking at your
and
character.
lockpicking, which really that's not even going to help me in general.
Yet.
I don't think so.
So
Extra edge.
yeah, I'd say that so Jack is gonna help you climb the tree a little bit. He's gonna boost you up to get to it. So it's gonna be a difficulty 2 with a bonus 2 for his assistance.
Ooh. And that's a speed? Or might?
That is gonna be speed because you're climbing.
Woo!
Oh yeah, no problem. You climb up there and luckily you rolled a 4 with a target number 4. You barely made that. Otherwise you're gonna like fall out of the tree.
Shh. Just let it happen. Okay. What do I need to do now to cut this down?
So you just do. You cut it down, and
that was
Jack's
just
standing underneath it because he can if he like leaps, he's only like 2-3 feet away.
Right.
And so, you cut it, and he knows right where it's going to land, and he catches the bushel.
Okay.
And then you climb back down. That's
Okay.
basically your
Sweet.
role is the entirety of the event.
We did it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can now, under Cypher... So in this case, I'm going to waive this one just for now. But in this case, characters can only carry so many ciphers. So over on the right-hand side, underneath the cipher system image, you'll see the box cipher. And you can hit add. So I think I just did for someone's character.
Wasn't mine.
Okay, so you're going to hit add. Look up what the level defines, because that's what I did the roll on. I don't remember what the level means.
Okay. Am I still really loud?
You're a little tad loud, but it's fine.
Okay. I don't know if I'm loud on my stream at all or whatever. I think Skype just makes me loud.
The fuck? That doesn't make much sense. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because I'm learning this as well. That there's only 4 on the thing. Maybe it looks like 4 and like kind of like a rotating section, almost like a flower petals kind of thing, except for there are these fruits, and their level is 8 because I rolled a 6 and it's a 1d6 plus 2. And you get 2 of these, so in the description you can say, hold on, strength boost. There we go. That this, so you can say +1 to might edge for 1 hour in the description.
What is the edge anyway?
So if you want to spend effort on your rolls, so like in a strength check or a speed check or an intellect check, normally it would cost from your pool a number of points to add to lower that target number by 1. The
Mm-hmm.
edge reduces how much cost that is. That's basically what you're trained in.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit easier in case, like, in that situation where, like, I really need to accomplish this, I'm going to spend some of my strength to pull it off. You can basically not have to spend as much.
So is it just a subtraction modifier, or is it like a fraction?
Yeah,
multiplier?
it's a subtraction modifier.
So instead of costing 3 points with an edge of 1, it would cost 2.
Right.
Gotcha.
So if you eat this fruit and you already have a might edge 1, it would increase it to a might edge 2 for an hour, and anytime you needed to spend might, it would only cost you 1 instead of 3 when you did that. So you guys
Gotcha.
have 2 of those each.
I thought you said there was 6 though.
I changed it because
Oh.
I misread how I was supposed to award you those.
Oops.
Okay.
That's apparently a roll button. Oh, show in chat. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so you have 2 of those now, and that's the maximum that you can carry of ciphers. If at any point you run into other ciphers, you would have to either choose to, like, eat one and that way you have one available, or put one down and leave it and have another, so you could pick up something else. But we'll go over all that later. But you have 2 of those available to you. So at any point, if you want to eat one of those, it'll boost your might. So, like, it would be beneficial, like, if you were going to be in combat, like, and you knowingly were going to enter combat, that would be a good time to eat that fruit, because you could then basically spend 1 might and make it easier to hit your targets the entire time you're fighting.
Gotcha.
Or if you knew you were going to have to be climbing a rock face, that would be a good time too. Because technically climbing can be might or speed on my choice, depending on the situation. So, that's the case. So yeah, you pull these weird things, and I'd actually say, like, when you catch it, Jack, like, your hands get covered in this, like, weird, lightly sticky blue goop.
I lick my fingers.
It tastes super sweet, like the sweetest tangerine you've ever tasted.
Oranges.
That's tasty.
Okay, so we're holding this fruit. Okay, so I guess we should head back to the hut that was made earlier.
The shelter, okay? Yeah, absolutely. So you guys head back to the shelter, and about this point, the sky is starting to turn into kind of like a orangish color, not quite the purples of sunset, but a good solid orange. And you arrive without incident. What's the plan?
I'd
You're
like
just gonna
to
get ready for the night? You're gonna get some wood?
Yeah, I'd like to get some wood. Try and start a fire.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Gathering the wood's no problem. Starting a fire, however. How are you going about starting a fire? What movie did you see, and what movie did you see that taught you how to make such fire?
Well,
Because neither of you picked the flint and tinder.
oh, I know.
You would think it would kind of go with the knife, but can
Nope.
I use like a rock and the knife to see if I can make some sparks?
Absolutely. This is going to be an intellect check for me. And you don't get any assets, though, for this. Because you're basically... That's not how a knife really works.
Right.
If it was flint and tinder,
like
then
the
you
back-
absolutely would get an asset.
So standard difficulty then?
No, this is gonna be difficult. This is gonna be a 4.
Okay. I'm not gonna get this. Yeah.
Roll 4.
Would you
Need
like
be-
to spend some intellect to make it easier?
Nah, it's not a big deal to me. Rub some wood together.
Okay. So yeah, you don't have any assets. You're not spending any efficiency for it. No intellect. So, do you have anything else that might help you in that regard? This is where, like, you
No.
can try to negotiate with me if you feel that you did have something.
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really.
Can I, while she's doing this, be scouring the beach for anything that might possibly be a more sparkable rock? Or very some...
No. I mean, you can, but I'm going to tell you, you're not going to find anything that quote-unquote feels like a more sparkable rock.
Darn. Come on, rocks, be more sparkable.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, you spend a good bit, Annie, and you feel that if you were going to do it anymore, you might be damaging your knife. So you feel like you should stop. That you're just not getting anywhere with it. You're not even getting any sparks.
Yeah.
I think about that time, though, right, Jack, as you're walking back, and you can still vaguely see the shape of Annie between the two of you, from like the right. Often, like off in the jungle. So Annie's left, Jack's right. As you're walking back into the beach, you hear a female scream, really high pitched shriek. And
Wait, I don't hear this?
No, you both hear it.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
sorry.
I'm describing like directions for you guys.
Right.
So yeah, I said Jack's right, Annie's left, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you hear this high-pitched shriek from a female, and you hear crashing, and then all of a sudden, a female in ragged clothes, a torn skirt, comes bursting out of the jungle and out onto the beach, and she seems to be running as fast as she can, running towards the water. What do you guys do?
Hide behind a rock.
Okay.
And I would like to roll a perception check to see what's coming out around the rock.
You mean like behind her? That's causing her to scream?
Yeah, see what's chasing her.
Okay, so both of you immediately hide? Okay, so before you need to do that, I'm going to say that this you don't need to roll because you're going to see it immediately. You see these little... They almost look like chickens without feathers. Come running out behind her. Thin, though, not like fat, like a really fat fucking chicken. It's thin, and they have little tiny claws. Yeah, they're about yay big, yay tall.
How many of them?
About 10 to 12.
Oh god.
Come running out of the forest behind her, and you actually see them they're way faster than her, and they leap out and jump down and land on her and swarm all over her, and you hear
They're
her
like chickens?
scream. Little...
Or are they like little mini raptors? Are we on Jurassic Park?
They kind of look like little mini raptors, actually.
Oh, gee.
And they leap onto her, and you hear this blood-curdling scream as you watch them just start ripping and tearing, and blood starts going everywhere as they swarm. You see all their little tails up in the air, wicking back and forth as they're eating this lady alive on the beach.
I will try and help her with knife.
Okay.
Probably gonna die.
To a new screen then.
I'm gonna die, guys. Yep, raptors.
What's the arrow?
Those are the rocks that you're hiding behind.
Okay.
Okay, so this is combat. So the way this works is that unlike some systems where you have like major actions, minor actions, free actions, all that kind of stuff, essentially what you get is you get an action, a single action. If it would take effort to do, that's your action. So in the case of moving, to move from one ring to the next is your entire turn.
Okay.
So in this case, though, and you said that you're going to run forward to help her. Jack, are you going
Yeah.
to also do this once you see Annie running towards the lady?
I'm gonna pick up a rock.
Well, you have your hatchet.
I know, but I'm gonna throw a rock.
Okay. So you're going to pick up a rock. Are you going to move to a distance that you feel that you could hit these things with said rock?
Roughly how far away am I from said enveloped lady of
So
of, carnivorous chickens?
rule wise, to hit said chickens, you'd have to be here.
melee? Is that melee or with the rock?
Melee is within the same circle, so like you would have to be
Okay.
here to beat them with it, here to throw it at them.
Gotcha. So I'd have to move. Okay. So
that's what
I'd have to.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you
so yeah,
you
it's
run maybe
closer.
like 20 feet forward, and now you feel like you could adequately and reasonably throw said rock at these little raptor creatures. Okay, so this is where we're going to start combat. I need a initiative roll from both of you.
I have
initiative. If you don't, there's always initiative. It's automatic. It's under speed, the skills speed section.
Mine isn't working.
That's because you probably haven't put in a difficulty yet. So this difficulty. Let's see here. I need to look up what level I've set these little creatures at.
Is it 10? Is the difficulty at 10?
This is actually a difficulty 2.
I clearly get
Still
a bonus
not working.
to.
Let me take a look at your character.
Am I supposed to be? I don't need to roll the action thing, right?
I was able to roll it no problem for you.
It's the D20 thing next to the initiative in the middle, right?
Yep.
I'm clicking that a lot, and it's not doing anything.
Hey, I just got an error message of you wanted to send. I don't know if you guys can. You guys see that?
Yeah, but I saw Pika. I saw you just do a roll, and I just saw Kiro do a
Lockpicking and a fleet foot.
Weird.
Okay, everything's
funny.
working except for the initiative.
Try
button.
closing and doing it again because I
Is
actually
it because
rolled
it's
on
untrained?
your sheet. No,
Because what did you do?
you rolled fleet to foot, and you're untrained in that. Try closing it and reopening. I was able to use that button.
No. Let me refresh roll 20.
And Guardian down. So I got 20.
Yeah, you did.
There it goes. That was weird.
Okay. So you both succeed. No problem. So both of you go
Like we're
first.
just listening to the lovely sounds of the ocean.
Dude, it's a very calming fight.
I guess.
Okay. So, so Jack, you're gonna go first, and then Anne will go after that, and then the little compy creatures will go after you guys.
How many of them are there?
Oops, wrong page. Ignore that page.
My eyes. My eyes.
That was my creature page. I would say reasonably you could see, or at least there's like 16-ish of them.
Oh, okay. A lot of swings. Okay.
14. There's 14 of them.
Okay then. And they're all just on top of this lady?
Yeah, she's getting ravaged to pieces right now. So what are you doing, Jack?
I throw the rock.
Okay, so I need a speed test from you to throw said rock.
Difficulty is
2.
2. I'm assuming I get no anything else, no bonuses or anything.
Nope.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, speed test incoming. Success.
So you kind of, as you're running, you kind of take one like full throw and you wing that rock right at it. And one of the creatures, as it's like trying to like rip this little piece of meat from her leg, it like kind of goes to throw it up in the air to like scarf it and like swallow it down its gullet, and you beam it right in the side of the head with that rock, and you hear and like it like crashes and goes limp on the ground. You killed one.
One hit
Nice.
wonder.
All right, Annie,
Woo!
what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and stab one.
Okay,
In the
so
neck.
so what your character to move close enough to stab one would take your entire turn. However, being a
Okay.
criminal, you have a skill called Fleet to Foot, which
Okay.
if you make a speed difficulty 2 test, so if you make a difficulty 2 and you hit the speed button, if you succeed at that, you can move close enough and attack them in the same turn. And you
Dear
will
God.
succeed.
Woo!
So I'm gonna
Stabby,
say,
stabby, motherfucker!
yeah. So this doesn't help you. That roll doesn't help you with the actual like stabbing motion, but I'm gonna say that like it helps in your actual roll against them. And
Okay.
because they're a difficulty 2, and you get that one modifier for your knife, that's actually, the difficulty would be a 2. It's lowered to a 1 because of the knife, but because you also get that bonus from the nat 20, you just go straight forward and you just stick one
Okay.
immediately. You don't even need to roll for it. So
Jack, we're
you just
eating tonight!
so yeah, you stab into
Legit.
it and like you just skewer. It goes straight through the body, and it literally kind of looks like ready to be like a cooked rabbit kind of thing. Like you skewer it all the way through.
Okay.
Awesome. There's only 12 left.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna say a couple of them realize
Is that
you're
chick
there.
still alive?
You have not yet taken the time to adequately see and or notice said chick.
Okay.
However, the compies, they're not too keen with this, and Annie, because you're like up in the midst of them, they're going to try to swarm and attack you. So the first little group of them is going to swarm and attack. I need you to roll me a speed check to defend yourself from them getting in top of you and biting and scratching at you. It'll be a difficulty 2 check.
For me or for him?
you.
Sorry?
You.
Okay.
Basically, you guys do almost every
I thought
roll in this
I thought it
entire
was
game.
for him. Okay. Difficulty 1, you said?
Difficulty 2.
Oh, and then what was it?
Speed.
Speed.
Okay. Yeah!
You succeed.
Success.
However, there are 2 groups, so I need you to do it again for me.
Oh, she's getting attacked by.
Oh, shit!
GM
Oh,
intrusion!
God dang it.
I'm dead. Good luck, Jack. Peace out.
Okay, so Annie, under your character sheet, you will see on the left-hand side there's the might, speed, and intellect, and there's a pool section. See that? It should say like 11.
Okay.
I need you to tick that down 2 for them biting into you.
For might?
Yep. It's now going to
Okay.
drop down to 9.
Wait, to 9?
Uh-huh. Because it
Or
started
10.
11, then minus 2 is 9.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they swarm on top of you and they're biting into you. And because you had a GM intrusion, unfortunately, you're going to lose your footing. Because you're on the beach and there's these heavy creatures that are leaping on top of you, biting into you. And so you're going to get knocked to the ground.
Okay.
So the only thing you can do next turn is spend your turn standing back up. You can't defend yourself. You can't like stab at them. You could stay on the ground and stab at them, but to stand back up, that takes your entire like effort to get back up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jack.
Are there any rocks near me? And would it take an entire turn for me to pick up a rock?
No, that's like a fast act. That's like fast. It's quick. It's not like anything. Like the full action would be picking up a rock and throwing it. Unfortunately, you don't see any nearby.
So, can I still move then?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll move into the fray then.
Okay, so you're gonna move into the fray. Awesome. So, Annie, what are you gonna do on your turn? Are you gonna fight back, or are you gonna stand up?
Can she roll her thingy?
I guess I will
Well,
roll my thingy.
can she roll her thingy to move and then do something?
No,
To use
it's
her-
only for like an actual movement.
Okay,
It's like
All
when
right.
she runs, she can do that.
gotcha.
Can
Otherwise, that power would be overpowered.
I want to
as hell.
grab one and stab at the other. I guess I will just fight back.
Okay. Target number is this time. It's going to be a 3 because you're on the ground, so it's harder to stab at them.
Okay. And it's speed, right?
Might.
Oh. Shit.
And unfortunately, you fail. So you go to stab at them, and you don't know how you miss with that many writhing bodies biting into you at this point in time. But you maybe like you nick one a little bit, but not enough to actually like hurt it.
Okay.
And then they are going to bite at you. I'm gonna say these are difficulty 3s, and you'd have to roll 2 of them. Speed to defend yourself. Success.
Woo!
You got a 17.
Woo!
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're able to prevent them from biting into you at all. You're kind of kicking and flailing and swinging all over the place, and they can't seem to get a good grip on any part of your limbs to bite into you and hurt you. So you're putting up a valiant effort in keeping these little compies off of you. Jack, what are you doing?
I guess I take a swing.
Alrighty,
My axe.
swing with the axe.
So difficulty 2.
Yep.
Any assets, bonuses, or anything else? Or just
Nope,
roll the
your
axe?
axe does lower the difficulty of it though,
my
because
hatchet.
it's yeah, because it is light.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Swinging the hatchet.
Awesome. Succeed.
Do we have battle music of some sort?
Was the
This
target
is way
number was
too soothing.
the target number was 0.
No, I don't have any battle music at the moment. I can play this
Okay.
though.
There was no way I could miss. There was no way for me to miss with the target number of 2.
Actually, I just realized I told you guys something wrong. So give me 1 second, I'll fix it on your character sheet.
I'm not trained in this hatchet, am I?
It's not trained. You just know how to use it. So
Gotcha.
okay. So anyways, I fixed that real quick for you guys.
I still would have made it anyway. 'Cause it would have been a 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
because it
still
would've been-
fine. You're still fine. So yeah, you wind up with the hatchet and you chop down at it, and you cut through one of these little compies completely in half, right near Annie's head. Maybe a little bit of blood splatters in her face when you do it.
Ew.
They're down to 11.
There's got to be a better way of getting through these guys.
Do you still have that meaty chunk?
Nope, he threw it back into the jungle.
Wait a minute. So that gives me an idea.
Okay. Annie, what are you doing?
I will stand back up, I guess.
Okay, so you spend your turn getting back up, and you're kind of trying to bat them off of you, prevent them from getting onto like your neck or in your face as you do it, and you finally stand back up. I need you to make 2 speed defense rolls though to prevent them from hurting you. Difficulty is now 2 that you're standing.
Okay. Woo!
20.
Okay, yeah. Once again, you rolled very high and absolutely no problems. That means it's back to Jack's turn.
So, what are the copies just like? They're just jumping up and biting and whatnot?
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
like
what's
trying to
going on?
climb on top of her and bring her down to the ground and biting at her.
So they're just entirely focused on her for just trying to eat her, or
Yeah,
okay,
or self-defense
Nom,
or
nom,
something.
nom,
She
nom,
is a
nom,
bigger creature than them.
yeah,
They rely on pack tactics.
yes they do. I guess I'll take a swing at another one.
Okay.
'Cause I mean, it's either that or I tried, and the only other thing I can think of is try to get them to eat themselves, but I don't know how to get them to do that. Because they're not after blood, they're just after meat.
Right.
So,
Okay, so roll to hit then.
we're swinging. Success!
Good. Another success. Another one goes down. There's down to 11. Annie, your turn.
Is it still standard?
What do you mean still standard?
Oh, to knife him?
Yeah, it would be your turn to knife him.
Right, it's still standard difficulty, right?
2. Yeah.
Okay. Because I've been at 3 this whole time, so.
Well, you were at 3 when you were on the ground.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
making sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you skewer another one. At this point, a number of the compies are realizing that they're dying, and
Say
that
what?
you guys aren't going down. So a number of the compies begin running away and trying to run back into the forest. However, another group of the compies haven't quite figured that out yet. However, they realize that there's now at least 2 creatures, and so some of them turn around and they attack Jack. So Jack, I need you to make me a speed defense roll. Difficulty 2 with your speed.
Difficulty 2. Go, gadget speed. Ouch.
Failure.
Okay.
I am going to do a GM intrusion.
Oh dear.
Dun dun dun.
So, on your character sheet, both Annie and Jack, there should be somewhere which I don't. Oh, XP. You can tick that up to a 1.
Yeah, got an experience.
So I'm gonna say, Jack, that when they swarm you, you're suddenly surprised by their sudden like reversal of like what they were targeting, and when they do that, you are kind of like peeling back for another swing, and like when they leaped at you, like you as you're swinging back, you lose the grip on your axe and it goes flying away from you. And I will put a picture. We will do. Where's the black triangle? There we go. And it's all the way over here. That's where your hatchet landed. So you take 2 damage from your might pool,
Right?
and you've been disarmed, so you lost your hatchet.
Was that just? Did I just hear a noise for a destroyed something?
That was a little dinosaur.
Oh.
Okay.
It was victorious and screaming its victory at disarming you.
Okay, so it'll fly off.
Yep.
All right. It's not a big deal. I can work with this.
Okay, Jack, your turn.
Okay, can I use? You said I was wearing a jacket, so can I use that jacket to try to fling the compies away from me? Like try to keep them, like, I don't know, kind of like fan it around at them to keep them back, I guess.
So,
I don't
like,
know, is
as
that
a
making any sense?
defensive type thing?
Kind of, like I'm thinking I could like grab it by like the top
One
and
second.
just like try and fan them, use it to fan them away.
Okay, sorry, I was being informed that Cleveland won the basketball game.
I was like, hello?
Hmm?
What happened? I was
It-
like, what happened to...
Es muy importante. Muy importante.
It was the end of the series. It was Game 7, so it was 3-3 for each of the teams and winning games, and Cleveland was able to pull off the win. Anyways, so what were you saying about the jacket? What was
Like
the
it's
ultimate?
like I want to swing it around and to try and like knock some of them back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see that really working, at least even as mechanics beyond like flavor, because they're big enough that they wouldn't really give a shit about a jacket. I mean,
Okay.
they are like this big. I mean, they're 15, 25-pound creatures.
Is there a rock near me?
No. You can either swing at them with your fists or run to go and get your hatchet.
We'll swing at him. We'll punch it.
Okay. I need from you. This is just gonna be a plain old might check because I doubt that you have anything that teaches you any of that. However, so this will be normally it's a difficulty 2, but you've never really done fist fighting before, so this is actually going to be a difficulty 3 now.
All right. Okay, so might.
Yep.
Let's boogie. 20.
Bam. Okay, so you get lots of cool shit when you do that.
Oh,
Special
I know.
rolls. Okay, so you get a major effect. If the roll was a damage-dealing attack, it deals an additional 4 damage. So your punches do 6 damage this turn. And you get a major effect, which means that you could knock a couple of them down, which isn't really realistic. You could disarm them, which isn't realistic. Probably what I think you're going to end up getting is the major effect impair. So for the rest of the combat, the difficulty of all tasks the foe attempts to is modified by 1. So I think that like one of them like leaps at you, right, to like bite at your face, and you just reach out with like your hand and grab it by the neck, and then the other hand you grab it by the neck and you just snap its neck right in front of all the others.
Can I not use any of the minor effects though?
Um, I guess I'd let you do a minor effect instead of a major if you felt that you wanted to do that instead.
I was just curious because I mean.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Okay, so if I'm impairing them.
So basically, what you're doing is like they're feared. You've struck
Yeah.
fear into their little reptilian bodies with that
So
impairment.
everything that they try and do.
So
will
every
be-
time they try to attack someone, it's -1 now.
Okay. Okay, that works with me. Works for me.
So yeah, so now there's only like 5 left, and so they're freaking out because you just like without any effort you just rung and you kind of like chicken necked one of them. Annie. There's only only 5
We'll
left.
stab the last one, I guess.
Okay, so you're stabbing at them because there's like still like 4 or 5 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought there was only like one left because I'm looking at one right here. Yeah, I'm gonna
That's a
stab that one.
token that represents a number of them.
Okay.
Okay, so you stab at it. I need target number 2.
Oops.
Speed. Success. So you
is it
stab
speed?
into another
Okay.
one, cutting it apart. There's only a few left, and at this point, I'm going to say that the rest of them start running away. They're in terror. This one should have went up here. So yeah, the rest of them freak out, and they're like, oh shit, we're not going to, this isn't good. And so they start running away.
Okay.
Okay, so combat is officially over.
Woo! We
Good
win!
job, yes.
Da, 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 da.
Indeed.
So can we check on the chick?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are going
Yeah.
to check in on the chick.
Maybe she has some flint and tinder.
So
I pickpocket her. Just kidding.
what are you trying? Are you trying to see if she's alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems on the very edge of death. She very
Okay.
ragged breathing. Almost her entire body is like these chunks of meat are missing from her. You know, like maybe like part of her nose is ripped off. She looks to be in pretty bad sorts right now.
Oh shit, bro.
Okay. You try and tend to her. I'll be right back.
What the hell am I supposed to do with her?
I don't know. I'm gonna go find some leaves. See if maybe I can wrap something up.
I will attempt to comfort her.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you're gonna, what are you gonna say to her, Kiro?
You're okay now. I got you.
This is where if someone was playing the Girl Scout, I totally know that they'd slit her throat.
I don't know.
Okay. I was just saying that's if I was playing the Girl Scout, this would have been like the perfect fucking time. Yeah. So,
Sure.
she kind of seems to like come to a little bit. Her eyes flutter a little bit, and she cracks, and her breathing becomes a little bit more ragged as she looks at you, Annie. And she slowly starts to reach up, and she, with a trembling, bloody hand, maybe one of the, like the little bit of the end of the pinky finger is like missing from one of the compies eating it. And she like tries to reach up and grab at your shirt and pull you to her.
Okay.
Are you leaning forward to listen to her?
Sure.
Okay. She whispers into your ear only 3 words, and then she dies. The 3 words are, it's an experiment.
What? Okay.
Experiment. And then she croaks. She dies of blood loss out on the beach.
Okay. We're not gonna need those leaves anymore.
So yeah, so I think
doubt.
like maybe like 3 minutes later, Jack comes running out of the forest with like a couple like really big like elephant ear type kind of leaves, and
Yeah, she dead, yo.
yeah, so you're kind of just sitting there like you know, like next to the body, and you're like, yeah, she's dead.
I will explain what she said, though.
So there's an experiment of sorts.
I guess.
Okay. Well, my natural instinct is to loot everything, but that's just me.
I search her body.
Oh my.
Okay. I need a perception check from Ren.
Perception?
Intellect, right? Yeah, intellect.
Yeah.
Speed.
Is it
Speed.
standard?
It's a speed?
It's speed.
Speed.
Standard difficulty or simple or what?
This is going to be... This is
I would
going to be
think since
difficult.
it's Really?
Why don't I
You'll
help
see
her?
why if you succeed.
Why don't I help her?
Okay, so you're
Okay.
you're gonna help her.
I succeeded anyway
She succeeded.
with
You
your
didn't
help.
need to.
20.
So the searching of her person is not difficult. That's free. So
She's just all gooey and nasty.
she's just gooey and nasty. Unfortunately, she didn't have anything on her. If she did have anything, she dropped it to get more speed and running away from the compies.
Okay.
However, as you're kind of searching through her person, you are like your hand accidentally like slips in a little bit of the blood, and you press your hand into one of her wounds, and you feel inside of that wound something sharp and metallic.
Okay.
Find
I don't know.
Are you gonna pull it out?
Sure.
Okay. So with as you begin to pull it out, you kind of like it kind of gives a little bit of resistance, and as you pull it out, you see that it's this weird. It almost looks kind of like a processor for a computer that was inside of her body,
Ooh, hand me that.
Ew.
Hand me
and
that.
it's got a little green light that occasionally like blinks.
That sounds like a tracker. Okay,
Hand-
he says
hand me
hand it
that.
to him.
Hand me that.
Okay.
I eat. No.
I eat it.
Let's see. What can I do to take a look at this thing? I have machine understanding.
Yep, that could definitely
Okay.
work.
Okay. I also have tinkering with devices.
True.
But I think machine understanding.
Tinkering with devices is more like manipulating with a device, or like like putting
Okay.
things together, kind of thing.
That's-
Like if you were going to build something intricate, where
Gotcha.
machine understanding is like your generic, like I can look at this object and with a little bit of time I can figure out what it's for.
Gotcha. So I'll do a machine understanding thing. So what kind of difficulties am I looking at here? Is it a 10? It's a 10, isn't it?
No. I'm gonna say that it's difficult. It's covered in blood, and it's not something that, as a mechanic, you've run into in your time.
Well-
it kind of looks like something from a computer, but to know what it is, it's gonna be difficult.
Can I use my T-shirt to wipe off as much of the blood as possible if I
Yeah,
soak
but
it in a little bit
even
of
I mean,
water?
obviously, I assume that like you guys wipe it off a little bit, but that even with that, it's a little weird. If you wanted, though, you could spend some intellect from your pool to make that easier to know what it's for.
How is my machine understanding going to modify my roll? Is that gonna?
It's gonna lower
since
it
I'm
by one.
by one because I'm trained.
Yep.
Okay, so
So it's technically a difficulty 3 at this point. If you spent 3 from your intellect pool, you
How do I get
would
my-
lower it down to a 2.
how do I get my pool back? Just resting?
So if you spend 1 action, you get 1d6 plus 1 back. If you spend an hour after that, you would get an additional 1d6 after that. Or I mean 10 minutes. If you spend an hour, you'd get another 1d6 after that. So you can recover pretty quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so that's 3 points, right? Is
Yep.
that what you said?
So take the pool, knock it down 3, which would take it down to 9, and then
roll efficiency
roll
up 1?
efficiency up by 1. Yep. Perfect.
Okay, and then intel. So let's. Oh no, I want machine understanding.
Yep. Perfect.
Let's boogie. Ouch.
No. That's unfortunate. So yeah, you're kind of looking at it, and you just become frustrated because you're like, you don't. It's like supposed to be like a fully functioning thing, but you just don't like you feel like you wish you had like a screwdriver so like you could open it up, and maybe if like you saw the inside you'd know what it is, but it doesn't look like it has an inside, and you just become like frustrated and you can't figure out what it is.
I would like to hold on to it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You put it like in your pocket.
So, okay, well, I suppose. What time is it right now?
It's about to reach sunset at this point.
Hmm.
So real quick, just for everyone's sake, to go ahead and everyone do a recovery roll. So underneath the actions pool, you'll see
So
recovery
just-
rolls. Go
Yeah.
ahead and hit that button right next to it. Okay, so Ren, you get 2 pool back for that. And
Any pool?
yeah, you get 2 points and you
Oh.
can feed them back into any pool.
Oh, okay. That's
Um,
cool.
Jack, you get 4 back.
3 and 4. Okay,
And you
cool.
can only
Luckily,
go back
I
up
only
to your
lost
maximum.
2, so
Yeah, so basically you're back up to full.
yeah.
Jack, if you wanted to spend another 10 minutes, you could recover, but I think you're only down 1 at this point, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it. One of the things to keep
It's-
in mind is like, if you guys go to sleep, like if you guys like say, okay, we're going to bed, and you're uninterrupted, you basically, that's when you get the 10 hour, but because technically you'd be getting like everything prior to that too, basically if you haven't spent it, you would basically feed another 3. So basically,
Okay.
Jack, if you go to bed, you're automatically going to refill your pool back because you're only missing 1.
Yeah, so I may as well wait for the time being anyway.
Right. I'm just letting you know because if nothing happens. So yeah, so it's getting to be nighttime, and you have this bloody female body on the beach, maybe. I mean, realistically, only like 10 yards from where your shelter is set up.
What's she wearing?
Ragged clothes. She was wearing some kind of button-up blouse and some kind of skirt that has ripped at some point up the side so she could run.
Hmm.
Kind of looks like a stewardess outfit, like, but like just so you know what I'm talking about, like a navy blue knee-high or knee-long.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Skirt.
Spooky.
What's it made out of? What are clothes made out of?
Synthetic, cotton, fibrous type thing. Normal clothes, civilian clothes.
Okay. Well, we should probably get her away from where we're at. So, I don't want to. If we throw her in the water, she'll just wash back up on the beach unless we get her out far enough. So,
Why don't we try and bury her? I'm sure we could wrangle up a shovel. Or if we could get a fire started, we could burn her. Or we could eat her, right?
That escalated quickly.
yeah.
Hey man, we're on an island.
Oh. Either way, even if we bury her, we need to get her away from the camp.
Yep.
So I say we start dragging her down the beach, I guess,
Okay.
or back into the woods. What do you think?
Might as well just take her down the beach.
All right. So we should probably go down the beach a ways. Okay, so why don't we do that then?
Okay. How far do you want to take her? You can give me like an estimate of time.
I'm gonna go with at least 15 minutes away from
Okay.
from where we're at.
Sure, no problem. And then once you get there, what do you do?
Is there any? Can I look around? Is there anything that I see that's maybe anything worth noticing at all?
The beachfront kind of looks much the same as it did previous. Rocks, small rocks, some larger rocks that are not really movable. Some, up into the jungle, there's brush and stuff that you could probably go in and find, but that's pretty much it.
I'm assuming I picked my hatchet up before doing this.
Yeah, I assume you did too.
Okay. Okay, so is there... Okay, sand... Okay, I mean... Can I look for a rock that I could use as a shovel? I'd much rather not use my hatchet as one.
Like a kind of just like a more flat kind of rock. Yeah, okay. Takes you a little bit of time, maybe another like 5 or so minutes to find a rock that's more like a frisbee shape that you could like dig into like the sand with.
Okay.
I will also assist.
Okay, so you're gonna find one too?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. And you're gonna bury her?
Yeah.
So yeah, why don't we dig a hole
How deep?
at least 6 feet deep?
You're on the beach.
Deep enough that it doesn't stink.
Just pointing out that I don't know how many people live near a beach, but digging a hole 6 feet
6
deep
feet deep is gonna be
in the beach,
hard.
eventually you hit water level, and that hole just fills with water.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So realistically, I'm gonna say like you can really only get like 4
Will it
feet.
be fresh water?
No.
No, it's all seawater.
So like realistically, you only get like 4 feet maybe.
Close enough. So I guess while putting her in the hole, I'm going to strip her clothes off because clothes,
Okay.
useful, no need to bury them.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So you strip her clothes. So I'll say for your items or miscellaneous things, you could just say shirt and skirt.
Okay. And then drop the body in the hole.
Okay.
And then bury her.
Alrighty. So that overall, after like the finding of the tools, the digging, and then the repiling on, it's now starting to get pretty dark. Overall, the entire thing probably took like an hour, 15 hour, and 30 minutes to get to drag her out, bury her, and get back to camp.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's starting to get to full-on nighttime now. The only way that you really found where your camp was is because of the raft.
So the raft is still there.
Yep. You pulled
On
it
the
up
beach.
far enough onto the beach that there's no issue.
Okay. And it's just an inflatable raft?
Yep.
There's no
it's
rope attached to it or anything? Or
Yeah, actually, there's that rope that goes around the outside. So, if you were to cut it from the raft, it'd be difficult to like move said raft like back onto land. I mean, pushing it back onto shore is easy, but like pulling it
I
onto
feel like
land is hard.
I think I'm gonna concentrate on trying to get that fire going.
Okay, so you're gonna do another attempt at the fire.
Sure.
Are you gonna rub two sticks together?
I'm gonna try and make that contraption that you see on Mythbusters, which is like the rock with the
bow and then the stick.
Yeah, the stick.
Yep.
you want me
I'm
to
gonna
do
try
that
that.
since I can craft things? Would that be a tool?
No, it's not really
okay.
a tool.
Okay.
I think that anyone could do that. So you're gonna do that. I need from you then. This is gonna be a skill intellect, Ren, or Annie.
Difficulty
It's difficult.
4. Okay.
Wow.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to spend intellect pool to get that fire going, so I'll let you take that back if you want.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Because once you take a 10-minute break, if you get a 3 or more, and then the hour, you can get back your int. So you should spend it. So add a roll efficiency 1 to that,
Okay.
and then re-roll that int for me. There you go.
I did it!
So yeah, so it takes a little bit of
We have
coaxing.
like wood stacked up, right? Because we gathered wood earlier.
We did look for
right?
wood earlier.
Yeah, you did gather a little bit
Okay.
of wood.
Okay.
Yeah, so you finally get that smoke, and like you get super happy, and then you accidentally like blow it out, and then you had to do it again, and then you finally got it where like it's starting to smoke, and then you're like, okay, I can't like blow really hard, so then you're like blowing really
I need to
gently.
-1 intellect pool, right?
What's your edge
3.
in intellect?
My edge is 0. My pool is 9.
You take
it would
3 off.
be down to 6.
Oh shit. Okay. All
That's
right.
okay. Remember, like those compies were only doing 2 damage to you, and they had to go to might, then to speed, then to intellect. So like that's a lot of damage they were realistically gonna have to do to you. So like, and then also remember, like if you just spend 1 action, you got back what the compies did damage to you. If you spent 10 minutes, you could do that again. If you spent an hour, you can do it again. That's not including like first aid kits or things like that you'll get later on while you're here. So it is expendable to do that. So don't freak out.
Okay.
So yeah, so you finally get it, and you're able to build a fire.
Woo!
Zeke, what were you wanting to know about the rope? It would probably only constitute maybe 20 feet of rope if you were to
Okay.
cut that from the
I'm gonna leave it on the
light
raft for right now. But
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say,
I mean
I'm
it's
gonna go-
really thin too. It's not like good thick rope.
Yeah, I was gonna go look for more sticks while she was working
Sure.
on the fire.
Yeah, you do that while you gather enough wood that you can keep the fire burning through the night. You think?
And
Cool.
it's dark out now, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
So you fire. I heard a dinosaur.
I did too. I keep hearing weird noises.
Let's see here.
I'd like to point out that this is from the Roll20 sound list, and the song track title is called Dinotopia.
So we
Well, it's
are in
fitting.
Jurassic Park. All right.
Well, you literally fought little tiny baby dinosaurs.
We fought copies.
Yeah, you fought
We
compies.
did. That's true. We did.
So I'm gonna go grab some compies and some of the. Can we get any meat off the compies at all? Do you think?
Yeah, I could definitely think that you could do that. So you're gonna go and gather up the dead compies,
Yeah, go gather some dead compies.
and you're gonna cook them for dinner.
I'm cooking for dinner.
Alrighty. Yeah, you get a good hearty meal. And the old adage, compies taste just like chicken.
Old adage.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of meat on them, but yeah, maybe because like you burn it a little bit, you're not really used to cooking reptiles. But
Little-
yeah, you get enough that you get a good hearty meal, and you're well sated. However, I can say you all, especially after eating the meat, and in the effort of trying to save the lady and dragging her out, you're very thirsty. And I think that's we'll end it for the night. You guys go to
Okay.
bed very thirsty, and we'll see where that goes next time we have to play, or we get to play.
Dun dun dun.
In before we die quickly.
Alrighty. So yeah, good session, guys. I know it was a little bit of learning curve, but you have established yourself on the island.
Woo!
We have a hut. We have a fire.
Yeah, you have a small shelter, and you got fire.
I'm actually surprised that I was able to get that fire going, to be honest.
I mean, totally doable,
Uh.
but I just for discussion's sake, can you guys see why it's really important to spend those points on things?
Yep.
Because technically, you would have failed that roll if you didn't spend the int. Not ignoring
Yep.
the GM intrusion that would have occurred.
Kiro stabs herself in the leg with a stick while starting the fire.
I rubbed it too hard.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, cool. I think I'm gonna stream for a little bit longer though.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for coming out and doing this for tonight. I have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've set up 9 more sessions
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
of.
Aren't we going back to
things.
Chaos Gate here soon though?
Oh yeah.
too?
Once we get everyone back together, we're going back to Chaos Gate. But
Oh.
when I was designing this for us, I wanted to
Okay.
kind of have it well enough established that I could throw anything and everything. Like, let's say you two were absent, but Nate and Steven weren't. I wanted to basically put them on another part of the island if I wanted to, and I wanted to have stuff that's there. There is a map that I fully fleshed out. Well, I would say fully fleshed out, but reasonably fleshed out for this. And someday maybe you'll be able to create a map of the island as you try to map it out. A teacher would be highly beneficial to do so.
Aw.
And that way you
Yeah, I was
can...
gonna choose teacher at first, but then I was like, nah, that's boring.
Well, as Zach and I kind of discussed, every character that I made has some major important survival skill that will help you in your journey here.
So far, I'm not sure what my survival skill is helping with.
Don't worry. As Zach has already talked with me, your character has great abilities. You just haven't had the opportunities yet to take advantage of them.
Okay.
Dang it.